What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Down South Up North. Kyle, dude, we got a stacked show today.
Yep,
Got
we
some
do.
pretty interesting news for the Athletic Alert that we're gonna dive into. Obviously, it's Wednesday, so we got our sports stories lined up and ready to go. And got some video game talk, some breaking news out of that. So how we feeling?
Feeling good. I'm excited about today's show. Really excited about the video game exchange because some pretty big news and it could affect the Madden, the next Madden. So I'm excited.
All right, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's hop into the Athletic Alert. All right, so obviously the NBA is in the playoffs, but the famous show, Kyle, you know this, Inside the NBA with Ernie, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith could be coming to an end. NBC has an offer on the table for Warner Bros., which also they would acquire TNT, which is the network that inside the NBA is on, for $2.5 billion. And Kyle, we know in this industry, we have some experience about this, that money talks. And when you have a deal on the
Yeah, it
table like
does.
that, it's really hard to afford not to take that. Ernie Johnson, the host of the show, he has been linked with staying in Atlanta, which is where they're based out of. But the other three, I mean, this could be the end of Shaq and Chuck together on a network. And I mean, I think it's time to think about these guys even retiring, as sad as it sounds. Like that's just show that I grew up on watching. I didn't get to watch those guys play, but the memes, the fun that they have, I mean, it's probably one of my favorite shows in the sports world, just as a fan overall.
hmm Yeah, it's a sad day, dude. I'm reading right here. Charles Barkley went on the only Dan Patrick show last week, and he said, I can't speak for NBC. I don't know if they want all three of us, but it wouldn't be the same without Ernie. Ernie is the most important person on our show. But like you said, money talks. You said what? $2.5 billion.
Yep.
That is a shit ton of money. But if Shaq and Chuck ain't on the screen at the same time together, it won't be the same, dude. They're comedy gold. I remember when we're in school, a lady came in and she worked for Inside the NBA, and she was telling us, she was like, dude, when they're going, like, we don't even have the prompter on. We don't even have any of that. We just tell them when to go, and we tell them when they're about to be cut off the air when we're going to commercial, because everything they do is just on the cuff. They're being themselves, and it's comedy gold, dude. This show's been around forever. Yeah, they've been together since 2011. That is a long time, dude. And I'm not the biggest basketball fan. I don't like NBA that much. But just seeing these guys just in the studio cracking jokes, Shaq a fool, gone fishing, all those funny segments, dude, it's comedy gold. So hopefully all three of these guys could stay together. That would be awesome. But like, where are they looking at? Is Shaq going somewhere different, or is he just gonna quit as a whole?
I
Is
mean
Chuck?
that's the surrounding argument. It's Shaquille O'Neal. Hell, he might retire. He's got
Yeah,
a bazillion other companies that he works for. He'll be. I mean, all of them will be better off either way. But I don't know. I mean, I've heard YouTube. They might go to YouTube for a show. I don't think. I don't know. I can't see these guys on a YouTube show though. Like I feel like what they do inside the NBA, like for a professional network, in the sports media world, is just like where they belong. But it sucks. It sucks. Like Chuck might call it a career, or he might go somewhere else. But like you said, like not having those two together, I don't know if I could believe having those guys on two separate shows, because it would feel fake. It feel
yeah.
like a relationship that was meant for television is just not there. I mean, Chuck always gets bashed for not having a ring, and Shaq sitting over there. It's like, and then you got Ernie who just like conducts the entire show. It's like, Ernie's such a great host of like controlling everything within that studio. Because, I mean, like you said, Kenny always goes up and he's dancing on the board and drawing stuff around, calling highlights. And then you have Shaq and Fool, and then you have Chuck taking shots at Shaq and vice versa and stuff. And it's like, you're just watching like four legends just have a great time on TV, making your halftime experience that much better. I mean, let's be honest. Most of the time, if it's halftime or a quarter break of a game or a timeout or whatever, and they go back to the studio, I'm getting up and I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to grab something out of the kitchen, grabbing something to eat, like whatever the case may be. These guys, I'm not leaving my couch because it's just fun to watch them have a good time on TV. And it's, as a fan, it makes that an enjoyable experience overall. And the thought of them leaving and all this stuff ending is just like, it's like you didn't expect that.
Yeah, I don't think these guys know. Like, they love each other to death. They've been together for over 10 years. I don't think that Shaq or Chuck will go to a different network. I mean, money talks, but that aside, I think they don't want to be separated. Worst comes to worst, I think they just retire. I think they're just like, hey, we've been doing it for over 10 years. It's been fun. I mean, it's finally come to an end. And Ernie's a busy man. He's in the sportscasting Hall of Fame. He's huge in the sportscasting world. He's got other shit to do. He's doing golf. He's doing whatever it is Ernie's doing. He's a busy dude. So I think worst comes to worst, Chuck and Shaq, they just retire and then they ride off into the sunset together. So I think that's the worst. I just don't see Shaq going to another network and vice versa with Chuck. I just don't see it. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, all good things must come to an end, but I think the end for these guys, I think the best way. Now look, they could also get that deal back.
That's true.
But it's also hard to match 2.5 billion with a B from NBC, because NBC's got a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know. But with that being said, let's move into our sports story of the day. All right, Kyle, what do you got on this Wednesday?
On this day, 6 years ago, so it wasn't that long ago, the Big Maple, James Paxton, threw a no-hitter for the Seattle Mariners, the sixth no-hitter in the Mariners franchise. I think the last one we saw before James was Felix Hernandez's perfect game.
That was a really good environment to be there.
Yeah, that was crazy. James, dude, struck out 7 batters on 99 pitches. But what's even crazier is his start before he got his no-hitter. He had a career high in strikeouts against the Oakland A's, 16 strikeouts. And I thought James was old, dude. Like, I remember watching highlights of his no-hitter, and I was like, dude, he got gray hair. I mean, shit, this guy got to be probably close to 40, man. He looks old. He was 29 when he threw that no-hitter.
Wow.
So I was like, holy shit, this guy's still – I mean, he could be in his prime. He just looks so old to me, but I guess I was wrong. The Big Maple dude got it done. Now he is on the Los Angeles Dodgers. He just threw an absolute gem against my Braves last series. So he's still doing good things in the league. But, damn, throwing a no-hitter under 100 pitches, throwing a no-hitter is, let alone, super difficult. But doing it under 100 pitches, and his last pitch was 100 miles per hour. So it don't get much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, no-hitters are rare. Those don't happen a lot, but even under that, I feel like that should be like put an asterisk by that for under 100 pitches.
Yeah, I think so too. If you do it on under 100, it's like, damn, dude, you were dealing. That's what averaging little less than 10 pitches an inning, right?
What, 9 innings?
Or a little over 10.
Over, like 12.
Yeah, 12, that's very impressive, dude. 12 to 13 pitches an inning. That's some elite stuff. So
And you said it was against who?
the Toronto Blue Jays.
All right, so they had Vlad, right?
No, I don't think Vlad.
Or was it
Oh,
on?
maybe that might have been rookie Vlad.
Yeah, it would have been a very young Vlad.
Vlad. Was Bo Bichette there yet? I mean, I'm pretty sure Bo was there. Um, I mean, the Blue Jays for years now they haven't been an awful team. So, I mean, he did it against a pretty solid
I was
team.
gonna say it's not like he did it against a shitty team that year.
Yeah, like the Tigers or something. So, Big Maple, baby, got it done 6 years ago today. That's some good shit.
Absolutely. All right, this one's pretty interesting. It's a known conspiracy, some kind of getting
Mm.
into the conspiracy side of things. So back in the 1980s, National Basketball Association, Kyle, as you know, Magic and Bird kind of saved the league, but that was from LA and Boston, two very, very big markets. But there was one team that was not very good in the early 80s, but I'll get to them in a second. There was one of the greatest college players ever. Went to 3 national championships during his time in college, won once, has over 25 notable accolades from college. Uh, uh, just a dominant force, 7-footer at Georgetown by the name of Patrick Ewing. Fast forward to the 1985 NBA draft. The Knicks, like I said, were not a very good team. Now, if you don't know how the NBA lottery works, there is a handful of teams that all the team names get put into an envelope, and they get put into a big lottery like ball looking thing, like a clear one, and then they just rotate it. And at the NBA draft lottery, the commissioner reaches his hand in, pulls out an envelope, and that is who gets the first overall pick in the upcoming draft. So that's kind of just, the scenario and how it works. Sometimes it's like, all right, that team was decent. Like, you look at the Spurs last year, they weren't like they weren't the Rockets or the Pistons, but they still got the first overall pick and got Victor Wembanyama. So it was kind of just like a lot of luck is involved in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there is a conspiracy theory because we all know in 1985, Patrick Ewing went first overall to the Knicks, and he was one of the greatest players in Knicks history. He was a quote-unquote once-in-a-decade talent. New York needed a superstar on their team, like no doubt. But the theory is that in terms of business, and I don't want to get political here, but there have been some sports leagues and stuff where they need certain markets to have appealing players for you to like go and watch them play. And of course, Kyle, New York is one of those markets where it's like, if you don't have a great player, you're not going to sell. It's bad for the league. It's bad for New York. It's bad for everybody, right? So they needed a great player. And the theory is that the New York Knicks envelope before the lottery was frozen. And they took the frozen envelope and put it with all the other teams. So when David Stern, reached his hand into grab an envelope, he's mixing his hands around and everything. He felt the frozen one, which was like really cold compared to the other teams that were in there. And he reached out the Knicks, and that's how the Knicks got the first overall pick to select Patrick Ewing, who obviously went on to do great things, led him to a championship, but didn't win the championship, but still got to the finals. So personally, for me, I think that the moral of this story is that is why the Knicks have not done shit since the 70s. Now, obviously, this year they're a great team. They're the 2 seed, and they're doing really good in the East, having a chance. I think they're up 1-0 right now against the Pacers. But that was just interesting to me to see. There's a bunch of memes and certain commercials making fun of it and all, but it's like, wow, you were that desperate in New York that you needed to cheat the lottery in order to get a great talent like Ewing. But But then again, I mean, it worked out well for the entire league, so you can't really hate it too much.
That's interesting. Again, like I said earlier, I don't really follow the NBA that much, and I only know like a few big conspiracy theories. I didn't know about this one, and I'm reading right here. This is the greatest conspiracy theory the NBA's ever had. So that's pretty interesting. You throw an envelope in the fridge, and you throw it in with all the other ones, and you're snooping around, and you're like, oh, I gotta find the cold one. Bang, pull it out. New York. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's New York City, dude. Madison Square Garden, one of the biggest sports markets in the country. It's probably number 2 or number 3 behind LA. It's probably number 2. So, if you don't have a superstar and if you don't have a decent team, how are you going to fill out those seats in the arena? How are you going to make money? If you're a bum Knicks team and you have no one worth going to the game and watching them play, how are you gonna fill out the seats? So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know. Is this confirmed? Well, it's a conspiracy
No,
theory, so I guess it's not confirmed.
Nothing's confirmed, but it's like, all right, it's like the Knicks weren't the worst team the previous season, so, but I mean, there's a lot of skits out there. If you go and you look up like commercials and stuff, like they reenact the whole situation pretty precisely. So I just think it's all timing, right? Like,
yeah,
Magic and Bird were in LA and Boston. Like, do you think New York was a little salty about that?
Oh yeah,
Probably. They're like, I mean, we're New York City. We're a big city too. And looks like Boston and LA are having a lot of fun. We got to get our name in the mix a little bit here. And I guess, I mean, like I said, Ewing was one of the best college athletes ever. I mean, not a lot of guys go to 3 national championships in 4 years when they play. And that's exactly what he did. So
David Stern has a lot of conspiracy theories around when he was the commissioner of the league. You have Jordan being suspended, so he goes to baseball. You have his father passing away. You have, I mean, shit, dude. There's plenty of conspiracy theories around David Stern. So that's crazy. I never heard that before. I actually like that. Putting a envelope in a freezer to grab out that envelope. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's unique. I've never heard of someone doing some shit like that. Just be like, oh, dude, the Knicks, they're so bad, but it's a huge market. We need to get more people to the Garden.
It's a fascinating way to go about it.
Yeah, for sure. I like that, dude.
Freezing it.
That's a good story. I like that.
Doing all right. All right, what do we got up next?
All right, let's get straight into the gaming exchange. For all you people that don't know, when you see Michael Vick and Eric Dickerson and all these legends in Madden, it's not just like, hey, Madden, hey, just I want to be in the game. It's much more complicated than that. You got to get the license to the player. It's a whole bunch of shit. You got to pay him and all this and that. And Barry Sanders has been one of the top legends in Madden for years now, dude. He gets the best cards every single year. He gets a Ultimate Legend. He gets the limited Ultimate Legend. He gets a golden ticket. He gets literally every single promo in Madden.
Thanksgiving, Easter.
Thanksgiving, Easter. There's a master card that comes with that promo, and majority of the time it's usually a Barry Sanders. So sad news today, Barry Sanders has pulled his rights from EA. He said, EA, you could throw millions and millions of dollars in my face, but I just want to pull my name from EA. And that's huge, dude. That's huge. Like, you can't replace Barry. You can't. There's no way. Barry's one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, he did retire early, and he could have been so much greater, but still, dude, who are you going to throw in the game to replace Barry Sanders?
Cyber Barry?
Yeah, so, like, maybe just switch his name to Sanders Barry. Maybe just flip his first name and his last name.
Because he's not allowing him to use his name, so.
Well, Sanders Berry is a
I guess
completely different
that's a
person.
different name.
It's like the
Maybe.
Chad Powers. Maybe give him
Oh
a
yeah,
mullet
yeah,
and a mustache or
yeah.
something, and just Sanders
Fake
Berry.
it.
Yeah, just fake it. But dude, that sucks, man. Like Barry's a legend, dude. Every year, 99 speed, 99 agility. He gets the best abilities in the game for a running back. And he's just gone, dude. Like I'm trying to think of who's a huge running back that you could replace him with. I mean, Eric Dickerson's already in the game every year.
I
Um,
mean, to me, it's like as a Lions fan, this freaking sucks. Because like,
yeah,
for those who don't play the game of Madden, a lot of players build like their favorite team in the game of Madden. So they will take the grit. Say the Cardinals, they will take all the greatest Cardinals players of all time, right? You'll have Kurt Warner at quarterback. You'll have,
it's
Larry Fitzgerald at wide receiver, right? You'll build the greatest team like ever, like an all-time team in a sense of all the best players of the team. If you're a Lions fan, like to me, it's like, who the hell are you replacing Barry Sanders with? Reggie Bush? Like,
mm, and dude, I don't
it,
even think Reggie has his rights sold to EA either.
no, okay, well,
I mean, I could be wrong, but it's been I don't know the last time Reggie got a card, dude. Again, I don't play Madden Ultimate Team like I used to, so I could be completely wrong, but I haven't seen a 99 Reggie Bush in a very long time.
right,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, who do you replace Barry with if you're doing a Lions theme team?
right. I mean,
Who's the second best running back in Lions history?
it might be Reggie Bush. There's guys. I mean, I'm looking at.
Throw Adrian Peterson. He played for the Lions.
Yeah, but like that doesn't sit right with me because like,
It doesn't. That's like throwing Emmett Smith on the Cardinals because he
exactly.
played. It's not the same. It's
Yeah,
not the same. So I mean, it sucks, dude. Because especially NCAA is coming out
yeah. I
in
was gonna say. I
June
think
or
that
July.
I think that's the biggest L, dude. Like you're going brand new. Well, not brand new game, but the reinstallment of a great freaking game, and now you don't have Barry Sanders,
Like,
who
bro,
was a
whenever y'all get
demon
the
in
chance,
college.
look at his stats from Oklahoma State and tell me he's not one of the greatest college running backs we've ever seen. And now you can't use him. Like, imagine having Florida Tim Tebow and Barry Sanders in your backfield when you're playing NCAA Ultimate Team. That's brutal,
It's
dude. You're gonna do
unbeatable.
some damage to some opponents, but you can't do it anymore. Like, yeah, I think that's the biggest L. No Barry in the new NCAA. Like, I was talking to some of my friends. I was like, dude, let's just try to list some of the awesome players we're gonna see in the new Ultimate Team for the NCAA. Like the Louisville Lamar, Florida Tebow, Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker,
Auburn
Barry
Cam.
Sanders, Auburn Cam, dude. That's gonna be insane, but we don't have it anymore. So that sucks. And staying on top about pulling their rights, Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison didn't sign their rights to EA already. So we're not going to see them until the next year Madden or next year's Madden because I think they do like a draft promo. The first 10 picks get a 99 overall, a 99 Caleb Williams, and a 99 Marvin Harrison,
Yeah,
but
but
we don't
like
have it.
realistically, those guys usually start out with like a low gold, like a 75 to 80 overall. Is that right?
Yeah, well, that's going to be next year's Madden, but I'm talking about for now for the draft promo.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna have
yeah,
a gold
yeah,
Caleb Williams with all these insane abilities,
yeah.
but they didn't sign it yet, so we're gonna see them next year. You're right with like a 75,
Right.
80, 80, low 80s at best. So I mean, it sucks, dude. This stings a lot, but like you got to throw more legends in there. I was telling Matt before, bro, Bill Romanowski was a psychopath when he played the NFL. He's one of the dirtiest players of all time. Try to get Bill Romanowski. Try to get a. I'm trying to think of another
So you
crazy.
think they gotta, since they're getting rid of Bear, well, not getting rid, but since Barry's out, they have to replace him with another legend card.
Someone we never seen before. Like
Never
we
seen in
haven't
the game.
seen We haven't seen John Lynch in a
Hey,
long
hey,
time.
hey, let's get Bill Belichick back in the game, dude.
For
Let's
real,
get Bill
he
Belichick.
was always the stingiest dude when it came to that shit.
Yep.
Because every year it was just some like generic white name for the
Yeah.
Patriots head coach. I mean, for so long it was just New England head coach.
Yeah, New England head coach. Now let's
I'm
get
like,
Bill Belichick
let's get Bill Belichick in there. Hell yeah.
playing in Madden.
That would be crazy. Like this year, they added a Pat McAfee 99 overall middle linebacker. Like shit, like that would be super cool. Like we haven't seen Pat McAfee in a game since Madden 16 when he was still playing in the league. Let's get something crazy like that. Like I said, a Bill Romanowski, John Lynch. I always loved his safety cards. Um, I'm trying to think his name. He was super fast on Washington. Santonio Moss or Santana Moss. Let's get him. Maybe just some crazy cards, dude. Like right now, all the sporting video games are just slowly just going down. Like MLB The Show's going straight down. Madden, all these games, they got to do something to spice the game up.
Franco Harris, is not in Madden.
He passed away, sadly, so I guess it's up to his family because he can't speak on his
Can't
own,
sign
obviously.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, just bro, we could sit here for hours and just talk about what players deserve to be in the game
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. But it's a sad day, dude. I was on Twitter and I'm a huge MMG fan, and he's obviously a huge Lions fan. So he saw
Yeah.
that news. He started tweeting like, EA, you can't win, EA. You can never win. You're always fucking something up. So sad day when it comes to the ultimate team, merchants and all that stuff. It sucks, man. They got to do something to spice the game up and change something.
And I mean they should do a tribute or something. I don't know how. I'm not into game development stuff, but I definitely think NCAA should do. I mean, at least he's giving them notice now. But like, it's also like, dude, you couldn't have told us this months ago when we were debuting the game, or
Yeah.
giving a promo for the game rather. So I don't know. It's a huge blow. It sucks. There's really no reason why he did it. He just said, hey, I've decided to pull my name, image, and likeness, and that's just how it's gonna be. So
Yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Matt, this was a good one. I really like today's
stacked
episode.
show, but it's had some good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really know about the inside the NBA and your sports story. Didn't even know about the conspiracy theory and the Barry news. Overall, really good show today.
All right.
All right, guys. If you like today's episode, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go show love to the social media down in the subscription, down south, up north _sports. Posting clips every day. Comment down below what you want us to talk about if you got anything. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.